What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. Nearly 2,000 episodes since 2014 and growing 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so much for all of your love and support. And because you guys love on me so much, and you guys are literally pretty much everywhere, all across the globe, I've got one of my favorite people who's such a talented actress, ventriloquist, and business owner out there in Anaheim, California, the wonderful Christine Barger-Lutes. Hey, Christine.
Hello.
How are you, my dear?
Yeah, I'm all right. Living life, getting over the flu, that sort of thing.
That's all, rock star status, always. Always loving that. So, Christine, how did you and your husband start to get interested and really sucked into the world of escape rooms?
Oh, goodness. We played a pop-up escape room for the Purge truck. It was a Purge movie promo back when they were doing, I think it was the second one. Mm-hmm. And we went into the semi and we had to solve puzzles and save this actor, and we lost. We lost hard. Oh. And at the end, this guy stands up with a machine gun and starts shooting at us, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever. We must do this again." So then the next week, we found an escape room. We thought it was just a haunted house, so we were like, "Well, what is it?" So we found it. We're like, an escape room, and we did the basement in Silmar, California. And they put a bag over our head, threw us in a room. We tried to solve puzzles. We lost hard again. And we're like, this is so much fun. We're really bad at this, but let's do it again. And about 500 games later,
wow,
and nearly a decade, we ended up falling into an opportunity where a friend of ours who was opening his third location, and the pandemic had hit, and he decided to get out of the business. And we took over the location and the name of the company. He closed his other two locations, and we got to build and design our own game based on the horror games that we so loved to fail at when we first started. And we poke fun lovingly at all of the black light and the crawling for no reason and stuff that happened to be in a lot of these horror escape rooms back in the day. And we tried to bring that love into the first game that we designed, which is the one that we have open now, the 13th Basement, at Exit Game in Anaheim.
Wow. So when you and your husband acquired this property, what was going through your mind? Because, we were dealing with a pandemic. There was so much stuff that was just uncertain.
Yeah. The very first thing I said when my friend called and said, "Hey, do you want to take a look at this? It's an opportunity. I've got all the permits. You'll take over the lease and you'll use the space. But it's all set up if you want to take it over." Wow. My first thought was no. I literally was like, "Thanks for calling. No, thank you." And he's like, "Come on, Christine. You have a lot of games. You were designing one." And I'm like, "Yeah, but a pandemic has occurred, and I don't know what's going to happen to this industry, and I've never had a brick and mortar before. This is a lot of responsibility, a lot of money." And so I talked to my husband, and we went and looked at the space, and then we were like, this is really too good of an opportunity that just fell into our lap. We don't have to deal with permits or any of that stuff. That was all done for us. So it just seemed like kind of a no-brainer.
I love
we should do this.
Was there anything while you all were in the process, was there anything that completely threw you for a loop? Something that you absolutely weren't expecting?
In the build process, or just overall the whole journey that we have from then till now?
Overall, your overall take on the whole journey.
Yeah, I found out I'm really bad at being a manager.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's a special skill set that I did not understand was so difficult. Just the hiring process and managing people. that is my biggest challenge in the entire, like, business.
Wow.
Because this is our baby.
Yeah.
This is like, it's like you create a movie, you create a piece of art, you create something, and you have to hand it over to someone else and say, okay, take care of it tonight. Don't screw it up. And it's very hard. It's like having, like, you're hiring babysitters for something that you've put all of your energy into. And you're like, okay, now go handle it. And it's very hard.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that would be so difficult, and to be like, this fear of, well, what if something goes wrong? Can they handle it? Like, what if the baby chokes? Do they know to call 911? That sort of thing. That's how it feels with this. This is like, it's so special because it's not just a business.
Right.
Like, people will think about a business if you don't own one. You think about a business as like, well, it's a thing that you do to make money.
Right.
But when you create a business out of a passion, it's not the same. It's art.
Right. Absolutely.
And we want every guest to come in and have the best experience and the most fun time ever and make these memories that they'll take with them for the rest of their lives. And, it's like, well, I want to be there for that. But you can't be there every hour of every day.
Yeah.
Or you'll burn yourself out so fast.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Yeah, you will. So let's talk about the experience there. Exit game OC. So say a family of 20 decide that they want to come and visit with you all. How would that work out in a setting as far as birthday parties or specialty events?
So right now, the way our game is set up, we don't really suggest more than a group of like 10 come in at a time to play, because we only have the one game. We're building our second game, and when that game's open, that'll be a different situation. Then they could come in, they could split into two groups. One group plays one game, one group plays the other game, or if the other game, we haven't figured out how many people it'll fit yet, maybe they could do that one. But with the one that we have currently, it is a linear escape room, which means that you go from puzzle to puzzle one at a time, moving forward in a line. And so if you have more than like 10 people trying to solve the same puzzle at the same time, it can get a little bit much. I think the most we have had in a game is like 11 or 12, but that was for a proposal. So they all knew.
Yeah.
They knew that there was too many people for the puzzles, but they were cool with it because they all just wanted to be there for the proposal at the end. So that's fine. We have a lot of birthday parties. They're usually around 8 people. Yeah. Sometimes with the teenagers, they'll bring 10, maybe 11, and we're fine. We're like, as long as you know, you can come in and you can play. But they're there for the experience. They're not there for the puzzles anyway, because our game's a little scary. So our sweet spot are like 13-year-olds that want to be a little bit scared, but not so scared that they're like embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so they have a lot of fun. They love running around and screaming and like hiding from nothing. It's a fun time for them.
Fun time.
We have a lot of those moments up on our TikTok. If you go to Exit Game OC on TikTok or Instagram, you can see a lot of the videos of the kids like running away from the noise and like falling on top of each other and laughing. And they have a really good time.
Yeah. Now, what would you say is the average time for a group to finish a puzzle or a game?
Finish a puzzle? Ooh. For the game itself is a 60-minute time limit. So if you don't get out within 60 minutes, the killer will kill you.
Oh,
he won't really kill you.
But that's enough to scare me.
That would be a terrible business plan to kill off your customers. Also, possibly illegal. I don't know. But yeah, it's a 60-minute time limit. So you come in. It actually takes a little bit more than 60 minutes if you take the whole time to play the game, because we have to get everybody signed in, sign waivers, explain the rules, show them locks, and then blindfold them and lead them in the room. And we sneak pictures too, so we take a little bit longer than some games would with leading them in, because we want to get really fun pictures for them to take home with them. Yeah. And so then it takes up to an hour in the game. Really, really, really experienced, fast, like puzzle people who work well together in teamwork can get through the game in about half the time. But the average team gets out with about 5 minutes left, I would say. It's pretty common. We are really big on giving unlimited hints to people who want them. We don't want people to lose. We were like, if you want to get out, we want you to get out. We'll help. That's fine. Like, we want it to be a really nurturing and good experience for everyone, even though we, like, play it up like the killer is this bad guy and whatever. But it's so over the top and cheesy. Like, it's meant to be, like, one of those B horror film style, like, experiences where you know that it's just cheesy and fun. Yeah. But it also has, like, loud noises, so you might scream.
Oh, my goodness. So, do you all encourage reservations?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of walk-up guests because of where we're located. We're not, we're at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Oh, wow.
So, in like a business district. So it's really a reservation-based experience. So you go onto the website, theexitgame.com, and you can pick a time and a day, and you book online. If you're not sure how many people are coming to play, then we recommend booking the minimum. Like, we have a 3-person minimum because there's one puzzle that does take 3 people to do. So we suggest just booking for 3 people, and then if you have, 5 other people that want to show up with you on the day, they can just pay when they get there because it's private reservation for the time. If you think you might have 8 people but you're not sure and you book for 8 people, that becomes a lot more difficult to do, like, well, let's get a code for them or whatever, because we don't really do refunds.
Gotcha.
Obviously special situations like, something crazy, like a death in the family and someone calls, well, we're going to make an exception. Right. But we recommend that you just book for the minimum and then add people on rather than hoping they show up. And that tends to be the reason. The reason for that, and this is something I don't know if everybody knows about small businesses, is using the credit card machines as a small business when you have very few charges can become really pricey. Oh, yeah. And they charge you to do refunds and they charge you for chargebacks. Like, there's all these extra additional charges that can really start to add up when you're a small business. So,
it certainly adds up. Oh, yeah. And let everyone know again, Christine, what's the best way to get some more information about Exit Game OC and how to get their reservations in?
So the website is theexitgame.com, and we're on social media everywhere at Exit Game OC for Orange County, OC. You can always message us on Instagram through the DMs as well, or give us a call. But we're very active. My husband and I are the two that run all the socials, so we're very active in answering questions. We even have guests that follow up with us after they've played and say, well, what would you suggest to play next until your game is open? And we'll tell them about our neighbors that have escape rooms. And we're a very tight-knit community. We also have like a bunch of free events that happen throughout the year in the community for like multiple escape rooms get together, and we do like escape room day on October 1st, stuff like that. So we're a really supportive community, and we want people to still love escape rooms in general, not just ours.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you guys have a community to where you guys, you share the blessings to everyone. So everyone is, everyone's covered. I love that. Like hearing stuff.
Yeah, we want everyone to rise up together. Like, you're not competing against each other. We're competing against miniature golf and bowling alleys.
I love it. Christine, as always, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for making time in your schedule.
Thank you.
And, definitely keep me in the loop. I want to know all the updates and stuff. I got to make my way out there to Anaheim. I don't know when that will be. I'm still an East Coast girl. But we'll figure some stuff out, and definitely keep us in the loop with updates. Would love to talk about that again.
Cool.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on all your success with this. This is amazing.
Thank you, as you are part of that nearly 2,000 episodes, so I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that, and I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.